Hello, every pony. Scar89 here once again with another fanfiction reading. It's fucking Magikarp. Get over it. Chapter 3. Everyone loves Magikarp. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be every pony loves Magikarp. Oh, whatever. Come on, Fluttershy, hurry up! Spike called over his shoulder, drawing in a deep breath afterwards. Moving one foot in front of the other, only a couple of steps quickly drew the breath back out of him. Panting and wiping a cloud over his forehead, he wheezed, "We gotta hustle! Whew, this is tougher than I thought." Spike? Maybe I should carry Twilight instead of Magikarp? Fluttershy suggested. Magikarp flopped on her... Sorry, that was a Facebook notification. Let me just... Okay, sorry. Mute the computer. That way no one can hear that. And Fluttershy suggested Magikarp flopping on her back, but otherwise staying put. Spike shook his head, arching his back forward with a pained expression as a crack sound from his back. With a pained expression as a crack sounded from his back. "Not needed, Fluttershy. Twilight's carried me plenty of times, so me doing the same can't be that different." Spitting into his palms and rubbing his claws together vigorously, he grabbed a hold of Twilight's tail once more and pulled her over his shoulder. "But, you're not really carrying her. More dragging." Twilight's tongue stuck out of the side of her mouth as her unconscious form was dragged across the ground, dirt and other unquestionable materials being picked up by her open mouth. Each pebble and rock her head was lugged over made her groan faintly. "Still counts," he muttered, hauling Twilight's body a couple more feet. Luckily for him, they had already arrived at the library after a trip through town. Ponies stared at them in a mix of wonder, amazement, and downright confusion, either from the knocked-out Twilight being dragged like a rag doll, or the mysterious air-breathing fish that never blinked on Fluttershy's back. Twilight's head thumped painfully against the single step leading to the doorway, and once Spike got the door open, her face was tugged across the hardwood floor to the inside of the house. "Okay, Magikarp, you're home." Okay, that didn't sound like Spike. Okay, Magikarp, you're home," Spike called over his shoulder, having Twilight in the center of the library. Fluttershy followed close behind, unsure where to set Magikarp down. "Spike, should I get Magikarp some, water or, something?" she asked, noticing the fish hadn't done much of anything except flop around and repeat his name over and over again. "Nah, just set him down," he called out, waving his claws as he departed to the kitchen. Shrugging, she gently set the floundering red fish creature on the floor next to Twilight. Magikarp stared with his impossibly large and never-blinking eyes right at the drooling face of Twilight, a noticeable bump on her head from where Magikarp hit her before. Weird. Fluttershy's eyes glanced left and right awkwardly, the only sound in the room the occasional "Magikarp, Karp, Magikarp" that Magikarp blurted out as he flailed weakly on the floor. With a faint flutter, Twilight's eyes opened, blinking to clear her fuzzy vision. Her first sight was the open-mouthed, obvious face of Magikarp, only inches from her face. A tense silence fell as Twilight's pupils slowly shrank. Even Magikarp stopped flopping to stare at her, eye to eye, unmoving. Then, of course, Twilight screamed with all of her might. "The fish is still here!" Sorry, my voice is all cracked because I've been coughing lately and phlegm. The fish is still here!" she yelled, backing up quickly while still on her side, who's desperately pushing the floor to get away from the red menace. Magikarp flopped happily, or as happily as he could manage. His face was as expressionless as ever. Hey, Twilight's up," Spike asked. "Hey, Twilight up? Twilight's up? This is so weird. Hey, Twilight's up?" Spike asked from the kitchen, returning back to the room with a tray laden with sandwich. "Oh, good, she is," he said, cheerfully, making his way to her cowering form and holding out the sandwich-filled tray to her. Hey, Twilight, I made some sandwiches for... What is that thing still doing here? Twilight interrupted, getting back on all fours and pointing a shaking hoof at Magikarp. What, Magikarp? Spike asked. Twilight's glare directed at him answered his question. Shrugging his shoulders, he said, Well, since he's my pet now, I thought I might as well show him his home. Magikarp is not staying with us, Twilight said, shaking her head furiously. Not going to happen. Never. Twilight, please. Magikarp can hear you. Sorry. Twilight, please. Twilight, please. Magikarp can hear you, Fluttershy said, resting a supporting hoof on Magikarp's side as she stared disappointingly at Twilight. You just hurt his feelings. He's a fish! He doesn't have feelings! Twilight, I think you just need to calm down, Spike suggested, holding his palms forward. Obviously that concussion you got has scrambled your brains. Magikarp gave me a concussion? Oh, Magikarp gave me that concussion, Twilight reminded him, pointing to the bump on her head. He ate my hair and whacked me across the head. There's no way he's staying here. But Twilight... Spike's eyes widened to saucers as his pupils filled the whites of his eyes. Please? No, Spike. Please? No, please? Yet again, no. Come on, I know you'll grow to love him. I'm definitely not loving that bump on my head. Spike tapped his claw to his chin, running over potential plans in his head to get the unmoving unicorn to agree to his pet living accommodations. Luckily for him, Magikarp was already way ahead of him. Oh dear Celestia, he has my hair again! Twilight shrieked, Magikarp once more eating part of her mane. Like before, she shook her head in a desperate attempt to remove the hungry Magikarp. Okay. Fluttershy helped with the removal process, tugging painfully at Magikarp as Twilight screamed. Twilight, please stand still. He's going to rip your hair out if you keep on moving, Fluttershy ordered, pulling with all her might as Magikarp kept his bite grip firmly on Twilight's mane. In the midst of all this chaos, a knock could be heard on the front door. I'll get it, Spike yelled eagerly, walking past the group and arriving at the door to open it. Standing outside was Rainbow Dash, the rainbow-maned Pegasus, staring over Spike to get a look into the library. I heard that Twilight was being dragged through town unconscious, and I was just wondering, what's that thing eating Twilight's hair? Dash asked, noticing the hubbub in the room over the mysterious red fish chomping down on Twilight's mane. With a final shake of her head, Magikarp was dislodged from her mane. Magikarp flipped through the air, speeding right toward Rainbow Dash. Before she could even react, Dash was struck full on the face by Magikarp, his tail whipping over her head back as she fell to the ground. What? His tail whipping her head back as she fell to the ground. There needs to be a comma there. In less than a second, she was out cold, Magikarp thrashing over her knocked-out body. Oh, that's just Magikarp, Spike answered, peering down at the pair. And I think he likes you.
The wild Rainbow Dash fainted. Magikarp gained 1,156 experience points.
Huh? There's that mysterious voice again, Spike said, scratching the side of his head as he stared up at the sky to see if he could spot whoever was talking.
Magikarp grew to level 20. Max HP plus 2. Magikarp grew to level 20. Max HP plus 2. Attack plus 1. Defense plus 2. Speed attack plus 1. Speed defense plus 1. Speed plus 2. Max HP 42. Attack 12. Defense 34. Speed attack 14.
Or was that special attack? I think that's special attack, not speed attack. Whatever.
SP attack 14. SP defense 18. Speed 42.
Okay, thanks. Spike glanced left and right, shuddering slightly. Whoever is saying that, can you please come out or something? I'm getting really freaked out here. What? Oh.
What? Magikarp is evolving!
Suddenly, Magikarp became enveloped in a bright white light that... Bright white. Oh, okay. Suddenly, Magikarp became enveloped in a bright white, the light blinding Spike as he averted his gaze. Magikarp flailed as his body slowly grew larger, the light illuminating the area brighter. "This isn't how evolution works!" Spike shouted, backing up as Magikarp grew larger. Author's note. But I hope Spike has a B button. And I guess that's it. It's fucking stupid. But I love this story. This story is actually quite funny. There's a lot of... Okay, not a lot, but there's a few writing errors here and there that I'm sure the author can fix. But, I mean, it's not a bad story. I mean, it started out horrible. It's very tongue-in-cheek, I can tell you that. It's funny because it's kind of tongue-in-cheeky. It's supposed to be funny, while at the same time kind of conveying a serious story. Not at all. Nope, not buying it. Okay, well... It's silly, stupid, fucking retarded. But I love it! So I'm going to continue reading it once the next chapter is out, but I don't know when that will be. So if the author is listening to this, get a move on it. I want to know what happens, sort of. I don't know what's with me and Pokemon and ponies. I don't even play Pokemon. I played one Pokemon game, okay? I did watch, like, all the way up to Season 5, and then a lot of Black and White, and then I'm trying to get into X and Y series, but I mean, like, I don't know. I have a lot of other anime to watch, like Steins Gate and Gurren Lagann and Angel Beats, apparently. Oh, and I want to watch C Control, or C for Control, or whatever that one is called, because that one looks freaking awesome, too. I've ranted for long enough. I'm just trying to stall to make this video even longer, because I can do that. And to stall more, go watch Game Grumps if you haven't. I don't know why. They're Katamari Damacy videos. They're very hilarious. It makes me want to buy Katamari Forever for my PS3. I hope one day I get to meet Danny and Aaron and Ross and Barry and the whole gang, because they're so cool and they seem like such nice people. It'd be so cool to like, you know, meet them and like play video games or something with them. And I actually even had a great idea for a show that they could have, even though it would be very, very hard for them to do it. To have a new show called Steampunked, or Steampunk, you know, going with Steam Train and Steamroll and whatever, where they have they play video games, but they have guests on it, like people, like random YouTuber people, or like famous people, or even just like random people who are good at video games and just want to play the games or something. I think that would be awesome. Aaron, Danny, Barry, and Ross, if you're listening to this, oh, and Susie too. I can't forget Susie. You're a nice person too, Susie. It's just you're not on other than Steamrolled and Table Flip. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if you guys are listening to that, which I very highly doubt you are, and there's less than 0.5% chance that you're actually listening to this. But if you're listening to this, which I know you're not, in fact I don't think anyone's listening to this, comment if you're listening to this, like if you're listening to this, subscribe if you're listening to this. I'm a lonely person, I have no friends. Wow, this ending thing's going longer than Yuri of Winds. Okay, that was kind of low. Anyway, go check out Game Grumps because I like them. They deserve all the support they can get because they're awesome people and I love them in a non-homosexual way, like the D Club. I'm not part of a D Club. But I wish I was. Put it on!